Never Keen?
Oh.
No, not Keen. No, Keen's a bit too Radio 2.
Is it? Okay.
You might get a bit of Keen on Virgin, a bit of Absolute maybe, but no, we don't do
Get
Keen.
that cough out.
Okay. Well, I'm ready.
Muse.
Yeah. Big time.
I
7 or 8
can't
different Muse
stand-
songs.
Do you like
I can't
Muse?
stand them.
I've never really liked Muse. Do you like Muse?
Yeah, I like Muse all right.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I did when I was the right age to like Muse.
Yeah, sure.
You
Are we
know.
allowed to talk about the Radio X Players policy? Are we allowed to have this?
Yeah,
little
we can
chat
talk about it if
about
you like.
what ones you don't like playing, or that.
I can talk about it.
I mean, I
yeah,
don't think
yeah.
anyone's really gonna.
No one cares. We once played a Billie Eilish song, and the switchboard lit up with anger.
Yeah.
Because it's like 50-year-old dads who want it to be Oasis FM.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "What is this nonsense?
My brother
It's a
loves
woman
Radio
and no
X.
guitars."
My brother listens to Radio X in his hot tub in his back garden.
That's what I'm imagining. When the mic goes red, I'm imagining your brother in his hot tub, and I think, yeah, that's what I'm doing it for.
It plays through the speaker of the hot tub.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
He's living the
Does
absolute
it?
dream.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Huh?
Is it a good speaker?
No, but
It's a hot
Is it
tub
awful?
speaker.
it doesn't matter. It's,
Actually, I like the hot tub speaker so much that I've got 2 hot tubs that I've got over
yeah?
my head like that. Yeah. That's what I see now. The speakers are so good, honestly.
you got a really strong neck.
Yeah. I've got a hot tub around my neck just for balance.
Yeah.
It's a 3 hot tub situation. It's really
That's
good.
bad, because if that kills you, people won't know if you meant it. Excuse me.
That's going on the Patreon. It's pre-game.
Bit of pre-game.
The pre-game
for you, yeah.
chat.
You ready to start?
Are you?
Ready?
Yes.
Gapham. What is Gapham?
Gapham!
Got a Problem Mate podcast. That's what that
And
stands for.
vodcast.
Is it called vodcast?
I'm calling it vodcast.
Video. It's
Can we
also...
start doing episodes where I get trashed on vodka and call it the vodcast?
No.
Oh, I've got vodka in my coffee today.
Yeah, but you weren't supposed to... Remember, you told me you didn't want your family knowing about that, so I didn't think you'd talk about it publicly.
Oh, right, yeah. Got a huge problem. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Excuse
Don't
me.
cough right at the beginning.
I
It's so
had a chest
unprofessional.
infection.
Oh, great.
It's going to be an issue.
Don't say that when we've got, like, a guest who is a very busy man and has got a lot going on in his life, and you could potentially make him sick.
I'm not going to cough on him.
Could you wear a COVID-style mask, please, for the rest of the
Have you
recording?
got one?
You know what? If you'd asked me that 3 years ago, the answer would have been yes.
Yeah, I think I
But
might
yeah.
have had one as well.
I think there's still one in the footwell of my car.
I don't know how sanitary that is.
I don't believe in all that, do you?
In COVID?
Yeah.
No, it's a hoax, isn't it? Yes.
I saw a conspiracy theory online that because people were saying obviously don't sit in the sun too much without SPF on because it can give you skin cancer, and there's a lot of Americans that think that it's actually the SPF cream that gives you cancer.
Wow.
So I believe that.
You heard it here first.
There we go.
But then the rate of people getting cancer in Britain would be lower because no British people wear sun cream because they're all bright red.
Who had 45 seconds before we started talking about cancer? Who had that? Because it's been 45 seconds. of
Also,
us
I
straight
really
into
hate
discussing the rate of cancer in British patients.
I really hate how this episode has started. By the way,
Why?
We've already breached the wall where we've started speaking to the guest.
We both told the guest not to speak.
We told him
sorry.
not to speak. No,
Right.
but now we can't go back.
No, but he's caused problems today.
No, if anything, this was way better before we press record. We're just having a nice chat, and now you lot have come in and spoiled it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Welcome back. Hello, JP.
Or welcome for the first time. If you're one of our new Patreons, then thank you very much. We're obviously in the middle of running our 3 weeks. It's £3 Patreon offer,
3
where
weeks,
you
it's
can
£3.
sign up to the Patreon for £3 for 3 weeks. It's the final week of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's 1 week, it's £3 now.
It's 3 weeks for £3.
No, but it's the final week. It's
yeah,
1
but
week.
it's week 3.
Week,
It's week 3.
Week 3 of the
3 weeks
£3.
for £3.
God.
They call us the week 3, don't they?
And Bilal, I don't know about you, but I can't think of anything that's decent that you can get for £3 anymore.
Well, let's talk about it. Pot noodle, small size.
No, that's
£4.90 now
Is it?
in Waitrose where I go.
A half litre of milk is £4.60.
Is it?
Yes. A small bottle of water,
Mm.
£3.80.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cadbury's cream egg,
£3.80.
£9.80.
A £2 coin and a £1 coin. That's £3.
That's £3.
That's £3
Yeah.
on the nail,
On the nail.
on the nose,
Yeah.
on the nugget.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So that's the incredible value that we're bringing to you. And for that, you get bonus episodes. And if you sign up for our top tier, which is still the same price, then you will also get a personal welcome from myself and Bilal. Hey, if you're really skint and you haven't even got £3, number one, sort your fucking life out. Two, why not just like, rate, and subscribe? Because it does actually really help. So if you haven't got any money, then please write us a review and give us 5 stars. Thanks.
That was a very sort of Rishi Sunak approach to poverty.
I'm not soaking wet, so no, I'm not like being doused in.
You haven't left the D-Day celebrations. Well, not celebrations, commemorations. Can
I just say,
hey, listen, there were good people on both sides. That's all I'm saying.
Can I just say,
yeah,
right? I don't agree with him in the slightest, but I probably would have left early. I leave everything early.
Yeah, but then you're not the Prime Minister, are you?
No,
you're
allowed
to
sneak off.
You're allowed to leave things early. That's one of the great things about not
if
being
I've
the
been
Prime
booked
Minister.
for a TV gig, I'm sneaking off. Because I haven't been booked for one in 12 years, so I'm sneaking off.
When you were on Buzzcocks, did you leave before the final round?
No, but I did leave the Lord Mayor's parade early to get to.
Was that a TV gig?
I don't. To get to the Buzzcocks.
The Lord Mayor's parade.
I couldn't think of anything that was similar to the D-Day celebration.
The Lord Mayor's parade is.
I don't know what's going on.
On the first day of the year, when the Lord Mayor gets to do a little, has some marching bands go through London.
I don't reckon most people on here know that I did live on the Buzzcocks.
Tell them about it.
Let's talk about it.
I can't be asked. It's all in the past.
Was it
I'm
good?
moving on. I'm now the figurehead for Archers and Lemonade.
That's true. Can I just tell you quickly that Joey did an advert, a little advert that was on Twitter.
Oh, congratulations!
And these are some of the replies. Why is the interviewer dressed like a sex offender?
For clarity, I was the interviewer.
Of course. That clarity was not needed, Joey. There's no one here who's watching this going, who are they talking about?
Someone just said nonce.
Oh dear.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's real. Yeah.
is that you?
No.
Someone said it. Yeah, it was Bilal.
Anyone else thought the guy with the hat was Zed from Police Academy?
That's a
not
good
aimed at me,
one.
is it?
Bobcat
Yeah.
Goldthwait.
Wait, I saw another one there.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Oh.
Why is he dressed in all his grandparents' clothes?
All of his grandparents' clothes.
How many cardigans were you wearing? 15.
Someone put horrid.
Horrid.
Oh my goodness. Pastel shaded hipster nonsense. Is this meant to be funny? Why is he dressed like a 90s couch?
Is there no one said a positive thing about it?
They don't come more
not
of a
reading out the
simp
positive
than
one.
this fella.
What's a simp?
A simp is like a guy who's like desperate for like I guess like a woman's attention is like the idea. It's a very
True. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
what the F is he
you
dressed
like what you like and you want to go out there and get it. Nothing wrong with that. I think normalised simping is the message of today's podcast.
Yeah.
What the hell is this gimp wearing?
From Gimp to Simp, the Grey Page story.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that creature?
Yeah.
Creature.
Yeah. Dressed like a C word and uses words like bring the vibe.
That
and
was in the script.
are the worst people
Sure, it
you
doesn't
see.
count as you
I
say.
actually agree. It's saying bring the vibe.
And this is a
It was
message
in my- it was
from
in my vibe contract.
this is someone called Drax #vote reform who said that.
Wow.
So and that's your people.
It's not
So that's
my
unfortunate.
picture.
Your crowd.
Yeah. I bet Drax didn't even go to the bloody D-Day celebrations.
Yeah, that's should we ask him?
Yeah.
Are you going to send
I'm
me
gonna
was gonna
tweet
send him a
Drax and say, "Hi mate, did you go D-Day celebrations?"
We're calling them the celebrations now.
We'll see if we get a reply this hour.
Okay, let's introduce our
This has
today's
been
guest.
a mess. This
Yeah,
has
it's
been an
been a mess.
absolute mess.
I'm getting hot as well.
that's
How are you wearing a jumper and a coat?
That's a you problem. You left me a very abusive voice message this morning about me wearing hoodies.
Oh,
Let's introduce our guest first,
Okay.
shall we? Because
yes. So, do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to go first?
maybe I'll go first. I
Okay.
think yours will probably be better. Today's guest, everybody, is.
Oh, wait, before you do this, can I just, we're drawing a line under this, right? Because we're supposed to be keeping the score on who does the best intros.
Okay.
And we never keep the score. So we're starting from today.
Can someone in the YouTube comments count up all the score?
No, but we ask that every week and they don't.
We've not asked them to do that.
We've asked them once.
Really?
No,
It's very
we didn't.
specific.
Yeah, we did do it.
Okay.
Have you got a very vocal Patreon? Is there someone who's always commenting? Just contact them directly. And get a scribe.
We basically have
Probably get
largely
their address.
silent sponsorship from our fans.
Today, everybody, we're very lucky to have a guest who born on the 12th of February 1980. The world became a different place because born a comedian and writer, and they knew that at his christening. They were like, "Well, that's going to be."
Is anyone else struggling to follow this sentence? Because it's had the word "born" in it twice.
Yeah.
Don't look at it from a.
It's mad the detail on
From a literary angle.
on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's got my birthday.
Born in Bromley, he attended St. Olav's.
Olav's. Yeah.
Beck Thief boys used to absolutely bash up the Bromley lot.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah.
St. Olav's got battered, yeah?
Big time.
Yeah. Then he went to the University of Kent, did film studies. My brother went to the University of Kent.
Lovely university in Canterbury.
Yeah. Where he met his pals that he'd go on to do the old Pappy's thing with. That's what he's famous for. And then now he does Radio X with, what is it, Ed Gumbel?
Ed Gumbel. Ed Gumbel Rally, that's what we call him. Yeah.
He does a podcast about menus.
A podcast about menus?
Yeah, Ed Gumbel does.
Oh, Gumbel.
Yeah.
He's gone and got all awards and done lots of writing work and stuff. He's a lovely guy. I've been on his podcast in lockdown. Do you remember that?
I remember it.
It was a long time ago. I had to gargle some water or something. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you had to do it over Zoom and you couldn't gargle.
I couldn't gargle. I think under pressure
Can
I
you
couldn't.
not gargle?
Let's give it another go. So I feel like you.
This is the sequel everyone's been waiting for.
Let me get that cough out.
Here we go.
If we find out what that episode was called, we'll call this whatever it was the sequel.
I could gargle.
You could gargle.
Barely.
Something about lockdown it clicked off.
I probably had
COVID.
COVID.
You could have had COVID.
That's disgusting. Everybody, it's Matthew Crosby. Oops. Welcome to the show. And
Thanks,
Joey's
Bilal.
going to do his stupid, pathetic intro now.
Can't wait.
Matthew Crosby is perhaps the most handsome and therefore unlikable member of Pappy's, and most importantly, the only one willing to come on the podcast, despite one of the other members officiating my now defunct marriage. He is a well-respected TV writer and also hosts his own show on Radio X. He is one of the people I've known the longest in comedy, and he basically got me my degree.
It's true, actually, yeah.
His surname rhymes with degree. It's Matthew Crosby.
Yeah, that's right. It's Matthew Cagree. As I like to. It's spelt Crosby, but it's pronounced Cagree. Yeah, we did get your degree. Pappy's got your degree. Because
Am I allowed to say this on it? Because Can I have that rescinded if we?
I don't think it can make any
What are you
difference to your
talking
life.
about?
I
have no
cheated at my degree.
He was doing a performing arts degree. Is that fair? What was the
It
actual
was
degree?
journalism and performing art.
There's the old chest infection coming back to haunt us.
Yeah. We'll edit that out.
It was journalism and performing arts, and you decided, as his final piece, he decided to basically
Do an Edinburgh show.
MC a gig, and we did our Edinburgh show.
But I pretended that I wrote their Edinburgh show.
I didn't know that detail until just now. You just said, "Oh, do you want to come and do a gig?" But it's for my university, and like what I do in the show will go towards my
put myself
degree.
in some of the
You
sketches.
didn't tell me that you claimed you'd written it. This is the show that we got nominated for up in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And we did it for you.
But hold on, you can't prove that he didn't write it.
No, that's true.
My degree says that I did.
Exactly. You've got it.
That's a fact.
There's a paper trail back to.
So can I say that I've been nominated for an Edinburgh Award?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they haven't.
fantastic.
We've not.
No,
yeah.
ours
gets
take
taken
it
off then.
Ours gets taken away.
No,
yeah.
there was also a period where, because, and we'll go over this, there were 4 members of Pappy's, then there was 3.
That's right, yeah,
and
yeah.
I campaigned quite heavily to become the fourth member of Pappy's,
Wow.
and I think every single one of them said no.
Your life would have been very different.
I tried really hard to get in there, but now, alas.
But you're all right. You've done okay. You've landed on your feet. You've
No,
got
he
this,
hasn't,
all
he
this
hasn't.
set up.
You got
He
this?
hasn't.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know, and
costing
I'm
us.
trying to make him feel better.
We're about
himself.
80 grand in
Got
debt.
this?
I bet you got that. Yeah.
Got-
You can't take that home though, can
I've
you?
got this. It's a little card wallet.
Oh,
that
that's
away.
nice. That's really nice. Is that one of the ones that people have to take back to the shop because they put too many cards in? They can't get the cards out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there was a thing where if you put one too many cards in, that's it. You'll never get your cards out ever again.
I've got my membership for Trisha's in here.
Okay.
Trisha, the
Have you
show.
been to Trisha's
I've
in,
been to
Greek
Trisha's, yeah,
Street?
yeah. And if you go and ask for Trisha, they say, piss off, basically, don't they?
Well, she's very elderly.
Yeah, I know, but they basically
It's-
that's the code, isn't
right.
it? It's not. You're supposed to ask for whoever was the guy around the door, Sean or something.
But not if you've got
Yeah.
membership. You just
Not
flash
if you've got
them that.
membership. Yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you for joining us.
It's a like late night drinking club. It's not. I know it sounds dodgier than it is.
But that still sounds dodgy.
It's a late
Why
night
do you ask?
drinking den in
But
Soho.
why do you all go and ask for Trisha in
'Cause
Soho?
it's- Well,
Is this should you be admitting this?
no, it's fine. But I needed to explain it because it did sound a bit.
It still
dirty.
sounds bad
Sounds
though.
dirty.
You're not fixing it. It's getting worse.
Anyway,
Going down into a basement in Soho
who's-
late at night to see a woman called Trisha.
It's Trisha here, and they get angry at you.
Yeah.
Matthew,
Hello.
whose
Welcome.
intro did you prefer?
I've got to say, Joey, it felt like you were working through some of your own issues
Yeah.
rather than introducing me.
His
You
marriage
talked about
came up again.
The fact that your marriage breakdown came up really, really early doors in it. Now, okay, yeah, that sentence about the fact that I've been born, which I think most people could work out just from the fact I'm here, that went all around the houses. But at no point did you say, and that has, you being born has contributed to my failing relationship.
No, I didn't
You
say
kept
that.
it about me, and I think that's, I don't want to be arrogant, but that's what an intro's for.
What I was saying was in a humorous way that a member of Pappy's that I am closer to has declined to come on this podcast.
Yeah, that's
before
right.
you.
Yeah.
So I actually now prefer
But
you.
think about it this way.
And I'm thinking, if you had officiated my marriage, maybe things would have turned out different.
Well, I don't know about that, but don't put it on me. If
I'm not putting it on Tom.
If Tom was the reason that your marriage fell apart, right, then possibly don't get him on your podcast as well. Don't ask him to come on the podcast
Yeah.
if that's if you think that's what's
I
going
think
on.
the problem was probably me.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. I don't think anyone would argue with that.
Anyway,
But anyway, Bilal, fantastic intro. I loved it.
Thank
1-0
you
to
so
Bilal.
much. Thank you.
producer Ryan, can we make a note of the score going forward? Henceforth,
I don't know.
it's 1-0 to you.
Oh,
Henceforth,
you think you're going to claw it back by saying henceforth? It's done.
No,
You
it's
lost.
done. I lost.
All right.
So
Yes.
Bilal,
Yeah.
do you want to
So we have a feature.
Yes.
It's called Vet the Guest, where I'll ask you 5 questions.
Can I say that Vet the Guest this week is sponsored by our own Patreon? Don't forget, it's week 3 of 3 Patreons for 3. What is it? You can get Patreon level 1 for £3.
It's week 3 of £3 for 3 weeks on Patreon.
Okay, thank you, Matthew.
It's not that, is it?
You can tell why he's got a proper job in broadcasting than we're here.
I know. So this is kind of like a personality test. And
Okay.
We decide whether you can stay on the podcast or you have to go back.
Is this like, because it's just a few streets away, you've got the big Scientology building, haven't you, where they
Yeah.
do the personality tests?
Yeah.
So I'll be like declared clear.
Well, we say we're sponsored by our Patreon, but our Patreon was set up by the Church of Scientology.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. So
That's why Louis Theroux's never come on your podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the many reasons.
And Beck.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
yeah.
he's not a Scientologist anymore, right? I think he was.
Can't
I
talk
think
about
he was
it.
brought up in it. or
Our
something.
sponsors say we can't talk about
Oh
it.
yeah, no, we can't talk about
Okay.
it. 5 questions. Please answer honestly.
Mhm.
Question 1: best cinema seat?
Ooh.
Yes.
That is a really, really good question. I'd say, I tell you what's a good cinema seat is the front row of the main screen 1 at the Everyman Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Because you've got obviously a ton of legroom. I don't necessarily need a ton of legroom, but it's nice to have it there. They're double seats, like little sofa seats with little cushions and stuff. A little table that you can sort of slide in front of you, and they'll bring you, coffee and pizza.
Oh,
and
it's one of
stuff and
those,
stuff.
yeah.
It's one of those kind of posh cinemas, yeah. But it really does feel very relaxed.
You're not too close.
No. It feels like you're,
Where's the?
In the film.
It feels like you're there. It feels, when they used to do like Cinema 360. Do you ever go to like a Cinema 360
No.
or a Cinema 180? They used to have them at fun fairs,
Oh.
and it would be like a screen that went all the way around you, and you'd stand there, and it would be like if they'd filmed a roller coaster, and everyone would fall over. It was brilliant because they couldn't, because it was like I'm a very old
impressed.
I'm a very old man. I remember the first film I ever saw was that one of the train going towards the screen and everyone ran out the cinema.
That was the first film you saw?
That was the first film I saw. Me and my friends said, they're bringing out the moving pictures. We've got to go and see them. We were all there running out the
And
cinema.
you all went flying.
Yeah, we all. But yeah, so I remember the days of Cinema 360 when you'd stand there, and if you weren't holding on to something, you'd be like, "Well, I think I'm on a roller
Do you
coaster."
remember the days of cinema when people had manners, didn't talk and
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
crunch
Thank
their
you.
way through a film?
The good
I
old
know,
days. Are
thank
you
you.
are you anti popcorn then? Are you?
No. I'm saying that's before I started going.
The talking though, I can't. Question number 2: do you enjoy seeing it kick off?
Oh, big time.
Yes.
Yeah, big time.
Good.
I don't necessarily like. I feel bad if I'm the one kicking it off.
Yeah.
But if I'm there when it's kicking off,
You got to stay and watch,
you've got
right?
to watch, haven't you? You've
Yeah.
got to stick around
Were you
for that.
there when I think you was there when I kicked off.
Oh, you've kicked off
Probably.
on a number of
Maybe I kicked
occasions.
off
Yeah,
on a number
narrow
of-
it down, mate.
The first time when we were out, I think we were in LSE nightclub.
Oh, was that what it was? It wasn't the
Yeah.
one in Wolverhampton. Was it that night out in
I didn't kick
Wolves?
off there, did I?
No, maybe you didn't. Was that come up the back? There's a
That's
few.
come up the back. There's a few.
Yeah.
So I was really drunk. This doesn't paint me in a great light, but never does anything on this podcast. It was just after I'd done Coach Trip, right?
So you were riding high on the fame of it, weren't you?
No, I wasn't, but you kept on saying to people, "There's the guy from Coach Trip," really loudly.
And they assume it's going to be the ball bloke who drives the taxi. Who drives the
It's me.
coach. The taxi, of course, it's a coach. It's in the title. But yeah,
And I gotten really drunk, and I was a single man, and I was looking for some female company.
simping it.
And
Everyday simping. big simping.
And I was at the back of the venue, this nightclub that we were in, and there was like a few girls dancing around, and so I sent to all of the Pappies guys, and I think Matt Ford as well was there.
Fordy was there.
Come up the back, there's a few.
And that became
That became a catchphrase.
that became
of mine
Joe's
for-
catchphrase when he was out on the simp. Oh, I hope there's a few up the back.
Come up
Listen,
the back, there's
I'm
a
only
few.
going to this place if you can promise me there's going to be a few up the back.
Yeah.
But that's all I want.
Yeah.
Come up the back, there's
Come
a
up
few.
the back, there's a few. But the time it all kicked off was when Parry had borrowed my trilby, because I never used to go anywhere without wearing a trilby. For 10 years.
You forget about
For 10 years.
You forget about the tail end of Indie Sleaze. Joe was right there.
Yeah, I was right there. And basically, Tom Parry had borrowed my hat 'cause he wanted to look cool and stuff. And somebody stole it.
Yeah.
And I got really annoyed, and I started on Big Tom Parry. And we got into a bit of an argument where he was basically just laughing at me, and I was like getting really angry. And I said, if you think I'm ever going to work with Pappies again, you've got another thing coming. And you know what? I didn't. But that wasn't my own doing.
If
never asked me.
Listen, if you think I'm doing a PhD and getting you to write it, you've got another thing coming. Yeah, we never did work again after that. That was it, wasn't it?
Well, I came on your podcast,
Yeah, you came on the podcast, but it's water
That's
on the bridge now,
not-
isn't
yeah.
it? You know.
I think.
It's a very sad story, really.
Next question.
Question number
This is
3.
the longest this feature's ever gone.
Do you wait for the green man when you cross the road?
Oh, I have to nowadays because I've got 2 little kids.
Good.
So you've got to.
Good.
You've got
good.
to.
Yeah.
The kids love the little cone. You know, the little cone for blind people.
Under the thing.
Little cone under the thing. They
It
love
spins, doesn't it?
spins around.
What?
Yeah.
Do you not know this? He doesn't
Yeah,
know.
he doesn't know about the cone.
He doesn't
oh,
know.
this is going to change the way you use the old zebra crossing. When you press the button on the little box that says wait, underneath there's a little sort of ridged cone that if you're blind you'd hold
pleasure.
it. So it's yes, the pleasure of not being hit by a car, yeah, and which I think is one of life's great pleasures. I experienced it several times on the way here. I was walking on air, and there were so many cars around. Every one of them could have hit me. None of them did. I loved it. But yeah, so the little cone pops down, and you hold it, and when you feel it rotating, you know it's safe to cross. That's in case there are no beeps, because sometimes they don't have the beeps, but they're little rotating cones. So my kids love that, especially if you're that. If you're a 4-year-old kid, it's the perfect height for you. So next time you cross the road, wait for the little cone. It's great fun.
He can't believe this.
Cannot believe this.
Blowing your mind. But yeah, you've got to wait. Road safety,
Thank you.
I,
Thank you.
Stop,
I,
look, listen,
I
drink.
like to when there's somebody with kids waiting to cross the road. I like to be quite reckless and charge out. Just be like, come on,
when
kids.
you're driving.
No. When I'm crossing the road, I won't set a good example and wait.
You like to rev the engine.
Give him a little scare.
Yeah. I won't set a good example and wait. I'm striding across.
Why?
Like, live a little.
What? Yeah, but
Teach them to live on the edge early doors.
I guess it's very useful for parents like me to point at the
Yeah.
funny man and say, whatever happens, don't
Don't end up like him.
don't end up like him. Don't talk to him. If he offers you sweets, don't go with him. Like
He's
you
a
are
simp.
a great yeah. Don't simp like him. If he slides into your DMs, don't reply. None of that. Just keep away from those kind of capers.
Don't go with him.
Just wait here. Enjoy the cone.
Question number 4. Got an anxiety dream?
Mm.
Oh yes, man.
Yeah.
Is it a radio one? Is it Radio X?
It's always the Edinburgh anxiety dream. It's
Okay.
always you're up at the Edinburgh Fringe. Like Pappies haven't done a full Edinburgh run now for how long do you think it is?
10 years.
12 years.
12,
12 years
wow.
since a full Edinburgh run, right? That's the last time we did it. It's a long time.
I was looking forward to celebrating that 10-year anniversary. But I missed it.
I was right in the middle of lockdown. What a shame. But yeah, we haven't done it for 12 years, but that's the anxiety. dream.
Right, a couple of new sketches, mate.
Yeah, you get on stage and we've written a new show. For some reason, I've not been across the writing process. We get on stage. The other two know all the lines. They're doing really, really well. I don't know any of the lines. I don't know where to step in. Every time I think, oh, I sort of get what this sketch is, you step forward, you say something. It's just, it dies a death. That's the the anxiety dream.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Right, about Pappies.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully this won't give you an anxiety dream, but obviously audiences are all different on each night. But do you ever have nights where one of you is like way less liked than the others?
Absolutely. It's
How
really
do you deal with?
tough.
I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
You just deal with it. Well,
Like if I'm the one not being liked that night, I would probably try and
it's better
drive
than
it into the
stand-up,
ground.
isn't it? It's better than stand-up when if you're the one not being liked, you're the only one on stage.
Yeah, but I prefer that. It's like, well, at least there isn't someone being more liked than me.
No, because then the show still works. Do you know what I mean? If you're working with two other people, the ultimate goal isn't I want to be the best one. It's,
Oh,
I
shut
want
up.
His problem.
Yeah, that's why you're not a sketch performer. That's why you weren't allowed into Pappies. It's not about I want to be the best one. It's about I want this to go as well as.
Why
it
do
can
you think I'm
possibly go.
behaving like this on here?
Exactly. You'd be much happier if Bilal and I just left straight down the barrel.
Yeah.
The thing is, with stand-up, you can break out and talk to the audience.
Oh, we could do that in sketches.
Do you do that ever?
We were very we were very fourth wall breaking
Oh,
as a
okay,
sketch
cool.
team.
Yeah,
So
alright.
we were always doing
Didn't you ever
that.
go and see them?
Well, it's been 12 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Where
when
have you
did
been?
you start? You must have started.
I started in 2013.
Yeah, our last show was 2012. So yeah,
That's
so
coincidence?
there's no
Just missed it.
Are you Pappies reincarnated?
That's
and
right.
Pappies reincarnated.
Yeah.
They say that in a lot of reviews.
You should call your next show that. No one will know what's going on.
Every review
Bilal's
I
a far.
have,
Pappies reincarnated.
it's like 4-star, 5 stars. Is this the new Pappies? Which is weird because it's just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, because you'd broke the fourth wall, just like no one else had ever done on stage.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we used to do. But it's not fun. But at least it's not a complete and total death.
Mm.
And you just sort of what you don't do is try and overcompensate and overcorrect
You
it.
live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Exactly. You live by the
Exactly.
sketch, you die by the sketch.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Question number 5. This is the final question.
Okay.
Do you think the graves of evil people like Savile
Yeah.
should be unmarked, or should people be allowed to throw tomatoes at it or slash fire guns
Fire guns at a
at
grave.
the grave? Because it's unmarked, isn't it? And it's like, is that fair?
Did you write that on your really long journey back on a coach?
Maybe.
Yeah, that seems like a tired
I was just
question.
thinking it's an unmarked grave, and it's like, well, I'd quite like to visit and fire a gun.
What do you think you're achieving by firing a gun into Savile's grave?
He might feel it.
Oh, but why don't just shake your fist up at heaven where
He's
he
probably
is?
downstairs, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Shake it at the ground.
Yeah.
Well, then in which case, if he's in hell, then all of the ground is his grave.
The fact that you suggested, if you ever wanted to run to be an MP or something,
That's gonna
that
come up
would
that you
come back to
suggested
bite
that
you.
Savile's in heaven.
No, listen, I believe in second chances,
Okay.
and so does our Lord Jesus.
All right. So, okay then.
That explains the haircut.
Savile's in heaven. Yeah, I believe it.
But what do you think? Should we have
No,
unmarked
because
graves?
I think people are absolutely fucking crackers, and it starts with something fun like firing a gun into the ground. And where does that slippery slope end, Bilal? Where does it go?
You'd
after
be
that?
surprised how often
Grenade?
guns come up.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be surprised how often guns come up in this little personality quiz that he does.
Have you fired a gun? Have you ever?
No,
fired a
have
gun?
you?
No, I haven't. I mean, not like nothing more than like an air rifle or anything,
Yeah.
But there's a gun range in Camden,
Mate,
of all places.
can we go?
It's a downstairs gun range
Yeah.
on Camden High Street. Because I was working in an office once, and I walked past it on my way to work, and I was like, well, I've got to go and book myself in for a session. And I booked myself in for a lunchtime session. I thought I'll work in the morning. I was writing on Comedy Central Roast Battle, so I'll write in the morning. I'll let out all my frustrations, in the
Sounds like a
afternoon.
half-day project.
But I was going to go back after firing the gun, but unfortunately, the drag queen Bag of Chips had to shift the time slot we were meeting up, and so I wasn't able to go and fire the gun. But I would love to go back there.
Bag of chips.
You know Bag of Chips?
No.
Oh, Bag of Chips is fantastic. If you ever get a chance to see Bag of Chips work, they were on Drag Race. I think the first UK Drag
Yeah,
Race.
my wife watches it a lot.
Oh yeah, ask your wife about Bag of Chips. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll go on about it for ages.
But anyway, yeah. But what? Well,
Yeah, sorry.
while she's talking about it, you can go off and fire a gun for a bit.
Yeah, can we go and we do it as a
If it's,
Patreon?
if
on
it's
the
still
Patreon.
there, this is
Yes.
pre.
Do you remember Do you remember the
you
other
wanna
week
come?
when I offered to take my top off on a Patreon episode?
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to take my top off and fire the gun.
I
Okay.
would say, yeah, I'd say there's probably quite a lot of safety checks, and I'd say one of the things they'd say is, please don't take your top off. I mean, I don't even think they'd say. I think they'd just assume. You don't want to be. What you don't want is to be the extra rule they add. Like
I've been like
all of
that
the
at the
rules-
swimming pool.
All of exactly. all
You
of
know,
the
you
rules
say like no bombing, no spitting, no simping. It says that. My local pool.
It's the opposite of heavy petting. You dream of heavy petting, don't you? You'd
I
love to
do.
a bit of
That's
ducking.
my anxiety dream. Heavy petting.
You'd love to be heavy petting at the swimming pool, but you're just simping there, and if anything, that's worse. Bring back the heavy petters. It's the simps we can't handle. A simp on a water
On a
flume.
lilo.
Yeah, you don't want that. Going down the lazy river simping at people. Can we get him out of here?
I don't really understand what it means, but okay. So,
Well, congratulations. You did very well.
Oh,
on
great.
Bet the Guest. You scored 6,000 points. That's very high.
Wow, I feel good.
Yeah. You should. That was really good. And you handled the whole Savile thing very well. And that's very sensitive. And you said he's in heaven.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to the podcast.
welcome to the podcast.
It's great to be here.
We can start now.
Fantastic. None of that's going out, is it?
Okay. So, well, we do kind of need to get into problems pretty quickly because we've
Should do
done
ours?
about half of the episode already.
Have we?
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
I'm not saying it hasn't been fun.
Oh.
We've enjoyed ourselves, yeah,
Yeah.
certainly.
We've enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
he's
a
been going
format.
through something.
I'm not going for it.
He's been unravelling in front of
I
our
didn't.
eyes.
I didn't quite realise there was that much hate for my Archers campaign.
Did you not?
Oh, is that? Yeah. To be fair, when we talk about working as a team and wanting the best thing for the show,
Yeah.
I would say reading out hate mail to your co-host Bilal isn't necessarily the greatest move in the first 5 minutes of the show.
You know what
You won't have
happened?
seen this, but what they've been
Everyone
saying about
hates
you
you.
is that you're a nonce. So how'd you feel
Everyone's
about that?
saying it. You know what happened? I checked with him before, but I think he didn't realise there was quite as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
You're just trying to get me back for the voice note that I left.
We'll listen to that in a bit, maybe.
Okay.
Do you want to do say what your issue is this week
Well,
in your horrible life?
horrible life. Well, couple of things really. Basically, my 40th birthday is on the horizon. Right?
Are you not 40 already?
No.
I assumed you're about 58.
I look like I've lived a life.
You have lived a life.
Yeah.
You've been up the back. There's a few.
I've been up the back for a while. No, so and you're slightly older than me.
I am slightly older than you.
by
yeah.
4 years,
That's
according
correct.
to the
yeah, yeah.
Wikipedia
According
page
to
that he
Wikipedia.
wrote for that.
1980, I was born. Yeah, born a comedian.
And let me finish this because it's going to sound slightly inflammatory, but I just need to get to the end of it. How's your body doing? Because
a
I
good
feel like
question.
as I'm reaching my 40s, I've got the fashion sense of Wes Anderson, but the body of Darren Anderton because it just keeps on breaking down. I've got a really bad back.
Why
I've
did you
had
go
for
with someone
about-
called Anderson?
No, because,
Because Lee Anderson. What about Lee Anderson?
no, but he hasn't got a bad.
He
Darren
has-
Anderton always.
I'd say
was
Lee
getting
Anderson's got a
injured.
bad body.
No, but he was always getting injured. As well.
I'll accept it. I'll accept
And
it.
I've been looking at some of the recent weeks' photos on here,
Yeah.
and I do look a bit tubby, right? And
Right.
basically it's because for the last 9 months I've had like little niggle and injury and ailment after ailment after,
Sure.
and I just can't get back to my usual running that I like to do.
Can't get back to full
So,
strength.
I need to sort my back out.
Yeah.
I
Are you
had
seeing-
plantar fasciitis for about 9 months.
Are you seeing a physio?
I've got this finger thing from where I slid down
It's not really the
strip of
question.
small-
It's not the question I asked you.
No.
Are you seeing a physio?
I don't know. Unless we've had a massive uptick on the Patreon from the offer of it's £3 for 3 weeks. Can't really afford to go physio. It's quite an
Right.
expensive thing, isn't it?
Here's the thing. If you got to think about it, like you'd happily spend the same money on a night out, wouldn't you? Right.
Yeah, but I need to go on the night out.
No, you don't need to go on the night out, right? So all of these things, like
If I don't let off steam, I'm a nightmare. I
no,
have to go
but
out.
this is you can let out off steam through the running, right? Can't you? You've got listen. It's really important that you sort out up here and here, you know, and spend the money elsewhere. Yeah, there, absolutely, yeah. If running is helpful to you, then you should be willing to throw a bit of money at it to get back on it. If the answer is why does my body feel bad and you're not doing anything to change that, then that's on you.
Yeah.
I hate to come in with some hard truths, Joey, but go and speak to a physio. Talk to them about your little finger thing that's going on.
Well, that's because I slid down a stripper's pole at a nightclub.
Well, there we go.
And
Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know? Doesn't that tell you?
a
You had
big
to
night
turn
out.
to stripping to make ends meet. That's how badly. Listen, guys.
That's why I'm going to take my top
Just
off on the
gonna say it
Patreon.
again. We are on week 3 of the 3 weeks for £3. Okay, so that means there's only 1 week left. Join the Patreon today because otherwise Joey's on the pole.
He's on the pole.
It's not
Joey's-
1 week for £1. It's
No.
1 week for £3. After
No, it's
3
not.
weeks for £3.
You didn't think of doing a sliding scale like EasyJet of making it one quid for the first week, £2 for the second week, £3 for the third week. So you got a load of people getting the £1.
No.
We
didn't think
we
of
need
that.
you. We need your help more.
Isn't your job giving out advice?
Yeah,
It's not really
but-
our job.
No.
We just had to come up with a reason to
Is
do
it
a
your hobby?
podcast. If anything, it's
Yeah,
a millstone
hobby.
around our bloody neck, telling people to send in their problems. But do you have like a fitness routine? How's your body?
How's my body?
Do you have a
How's
lot of
your
like
body?
aches and pains as you're getting?
Feels better when I'm exercising regularly,
Hmm.
and it feels worse when I'm not. And unfortunately, I'm not really at the moment exercising as much as I should be. I did a half marathon,
Wow.
which I mean, well done to me for not mentioning that for the first
Yeah.
30 minutes of the episode. But
40 minutes in.
40 minutes in, and then I bring it up. But if you give yourself a little target to get towards,
Hmm.
then it's. But again, if you're injured
I keep
and
getting
you keep
injured.
getting injured, there's a problem. You should be able to
Yeah.
run without injury. There's a problem.
But can
Like,
you not
my,
do?
my lower back is very weak.
Well, if you've got problems with your lower back, then maybe running is not your.
Yoga
I love
sport.
running.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
yoga.
I can't be asked for that.
You've got yoga's is good for the mind, good for the body. Get yourself into a bit of yoga.
I can't be
Even
bothered.
just
I
a little.
like running.
Right. Don't think of it as yoga. Think about it as like, do you stretch after you run?
Stretching's so boring.
No, I think we're realising why you're injured all the time.
Yeah, I don't
Stretching's
stretch.
really
I
important.
don't need to stretch.
I don't need to stretch, but I'm
maybe you
constantly
do.
injured. I mean, I don't think we've got the time on this podcast to sort you, Joey. I don't think we've got
It's
it.
an attitude problem.
It's everything, yeah. It's-
And get a haircut.
It's no. Don't get. I like your hair. I think letting your freak flag fly is great.
It's a little bit too long at the moment.
It's looking all right. It's looking good. But listen, yeah, I think if you can't, if you can't speak to a physio, if you can't afford speaking to a physio, and I believe you can, then Google your symptoms a little bit. Look at some stretching exercises.
I
If you-
look
if you-
on YouTube all the time.
Then
That
do
is-
do a bit of do one of those like 30 days of yoga with Adrienne or something like that. That's free.
And there's really good apps.
There's good apps.
Yeah. I prefer the apps, Adrian. It's hard if you're a proper newbie to it. It's hard.
Do you do yoga?
I did for a bit. Really good.
Everybody did it in lockdown. Sure, you did it in lockdown.
Everyone does
Oh
yoga.
no, I did stretching in yoga, and
Did you
it didn't
feel?
make me any better.
Did
for my
you-
back?
It didn't make your back feel better.
No.
Well, then I'd say
The problem with my back
seek
is
medical help.
I get my back better, and then I play a game of football, and then I can't. But I'm not willing to retire from football.
Have you contemplated wearing a back brace to play football?
Can you get what, like a girdle?
Yeah, I feel like when you're in traction.
Yeah, just tie it
just
up,
the-
lace up.
Yeah, lace it all up.
Corset
Get it,
thing.
yeah, absolutely. See if you can get your waistline down to 18 inches. See if you can.
Okay, new promotion on the podcast. The Patreon's £18 for 18 inches.
that sounds bad. You go down to the basement. You ask for Tricia. They send you Sean.
Okay, well, you've given me some renewed optimism that it's not
Can
just
you
age
do
related.
if you want to just like if you're mainly worried about exercising when you're injured? Is there not other stuff you can do like an exercise bike or something
Yeah.
rather than running?
Do the exercise bike. Do some weights. Weights are good.
Yeah.
So I was right. This is where we've got to. I started doing some weights to strengthen my back.
Yeah.
Put them down, pulled my hamstring.
But again, it's all about form, isn't it? It's all about the way you probably bent over and
Yeah,
that's-
I'm a bit of a huncher.
But yeah, you've got to work on your posture.
Yeah.
I know it's tricky. Obviously, it's tricky, but we're all a work in progress, Joey.
That's not. I like that. Thank you, Matthew.
That's all right. Happy to do it. Salute.
Salute.
Chin chin.
Now,
I'm gonna have some more water.
should we do yours or Matthew's first?
Um.
How big is your problem, Bilal?
Shit. Oh yeah. Okay. Mine is. I've had lots of, and you've experienced this. I've been on tour and I've had.
You banged your head.
That's been all right. I banged my head, but we're not talking about that right now.
not the problem.
That's another.
I'm sorry to
thing.
hear about your head.
Yeah, in the Britannia Hotel in Manchester, it's pitch black. I had to get up at 5 a.m. and I couldn't find the light, and I just banged it on the corner near the bathroom, and it was proper like. Bang.
When was this?
Yesterday? No, day before yesterday.
Bad news.
And
Have you had it?
oh no, technically it was yesterday.
Have you got concussion?
Probably because I can't focus on anything. I don't remember who you are.
That's a blessing, if anything.
My thing is that
It's like the movie Yesterday, but instead of the Beatles, it's Joey Page. It's like
so I invent Joey Page, and then no one's impressed.
Yeah. So you go around doing Joey Page's material. I was like, yeah, it's slightly worse than your material, Bilal.
No, he's very good.
I'm taking a big. I'm taking a big leap forward. Actually,
I'm obviously I've seen your stuff on Instagram. I think you're great.
No, I know.
You actually sent me a very nice message.
I've got to come
which is more than you've
I've
done.
got to come and see you live properly.
I saw you live the other day, but we are bantering. You took me to that place, remember?
Oh yeah,
So we did two sets.
yeah.
You were really good.
Yeah.
TBF.
Yeah, to be fair.
My thing.
Thank you for that.
For the older listeners. Excuse me. I've had a few things. I was trying to get a voiceover agent, which was looking very promising. I was pitching a radio
And then you got chest
series,
infection.
which was which excuse me, was looking really promising, and both things didn't get. And there was something else as well. There was a few auditions I got close to. And how do you deal with disappointments? Like how do you
bounce back?
Yeah, I know, but it's like I'm almost having to. I expect to fail now.
Yeah, but that's absolutely the way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You should.
You
Yeah.
don't care.
The hardest thing about this job is holding your nerve, right? And there are good things you can do. Firstly, compare and despair. That's what they say, isn't it? So don't look at what other people have got. Don't say, "Oh,
Don't look over here. Don't look over this side of the fence.
Don't look at Joey and say he's
it's
got
all
a cap,
going
I
on for
haven't
me
got
at
a
the
cap."
moment. You can't be like, oh, he's doing Hackney Empire and I'm not. There's no point in looking over the fence at those sort of things. But
Yeah. You also need supportive friends. That's really key.
Where do I get that?
I have been going for 18 years, to be fair. Like, you just got to do some more time.
How are you making Bilal's problem about you?
all I do.
How are you hearing? Is this a cry for help? He came with he came cap in hand with a very serious problem about professional disappointment, which is who doesn't relate to that in every
Me.
Well, of course you, because you're top of the world looking down on creation, aren't you? But look outside of yourself for a second, Joey Page. Look to your friend who's in need.
It's quite depressing.
It is. Well, more depressing than talking about your life. But yeah, I think that's it. So don't be looking at, it's a wonderful website. We all enjoy it, but I stopped looking at Chortle because
I wonder what website he was going to say then. It's not the one I've been looking at.
Oh, that's also not necessarily the healthiest outlet. But all of that kind of stuff of like looking at the trades and going, well, this person's got a Radio 4 series, this person's just got a BBC 3 sitcom.
This person's got a Radio X show.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at that and going, well, how come I haven't got that?
How's he got a show with Gumball?
Exactly.
Gumball 3000.
Like this guy.
Gumball. The Adventures of Gumball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bad thing. But also, have you heard this idea of like practicing gratitude? You've got this podcast. You've got this wonderful friendship with Joey Page.
Oh yeah.
You've got your. You've
got your wife.
You've got your
You've got
tour.
your cat.
You're on tour.
You got your cat.
Yeah, you got a cat.
I've got a cat, little Cosmo. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
You move into a new flat soon.
Oh yeah.
Away
that's
from the
true.
mould.
Yeah.
So there we go.
No more chest infections.
There you go. Well, yeah, that's it. It's all making sense. It's all clicking into place now. Yeah, you've got to. And also,
Do you do gratitude lists? Are you one of these?
I'm not like I mentally, I don't sit down and journal every morning.
Yeah.
Although maybe I should. Who knows? But I
Maybe.
think it's quite a good thing to do because when you feel like things are really bad, all you see is the bad. All you see is what you haven't got.
You're doing very well with your Radio X show. And all
Yeah,
that
I'm
stuff,
happy.
Right?
I'm really happy.
And
And you do loads of TV writing, which is
yeah,
great.
I do. Yeah.
and
yeah.
do you
I love
still
it.
have how disappointed are you by things generally now? Are you just do you
Yeah,
feel
constantly.
like you are
You're
okay.
always, because every day a thing you thought was going to happen doesn't happen. But that's just the biz. The more you throw out, and think about how many people are doing comedy or actors or writers or whatever, and how many new shows start every year. There must be, I don't know, 750,000 people trying to get TV shows away, and about 8 get made a year.
Yeah.
So the odds aren't really in your favour anyway.
It's like if you ask 100 girls, one of them will probably say yes.
Take it from a simp. Yeah. Be a bit more simp about it. It's the classic simp ratio, isn't it?
Be more simp.
Yeah.
Like, what have we done now? 67, 69 episodes of this?
Yeah.
One of them's going to take off at some point.
Someone's going to listen to
The
one.
other 68 disaster.
It's one foot in front of the other every day, isn't it? That's all you've got to do.
Yeah,
That's all you've got to do.
And do you know what is top of my gratitude list? Our lovely listeners and followers.
It's not.
It's definitely not.
It's
I can go fuck themselves.
what is it? It's your flat, probably.
Yeah. What's the best thing in your life right now?
My girlfriend.
Yeah. There we go. That's good. That's good.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
that's
isn't
nice.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
My career is actually going quite nicely.
There you
But
go.
there's loads of things I'm not getting. But I'm putting myself out for loads.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't sort of go. Well, I'm just not going to try anymore.
You have to like double the output, and it's fine to expect to not get it. And then when you get one, and then when you get a couple of things, you're like, oh, I don't always not get anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it
There's
did
that
take me about-
Archers and Lemonade advert you did.
Yeah, and
You know?
Uncle Ben's Rice.
You do Uncle
It's not
Ben's
called- no,
Rice
it's,
as well.
Ben's Original. It's called now. They
Right.
changed the name.
So they've gone in quite a different direction from the Uncle Ben that I knew.
I'm not Ben.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was going to say
It's not me. It's not me at zebra crossing, twiddling the little thing, saying to kids, "Don't cross the road."
I mean, I'm all for colourblind casting, but I think that's a regressive step. Casting Joey Page as Uncle Ben.
That's the problem with colourblind casting.
That's it. It can go both ways.
Joey's getting all the roles now, right?
Yeah.
He plays the Asian postman in EastEnders now. You play his son, don't you? And it's like everyone's like, "Is this progressive?" Or...
I'm actually going to be playing Nelson Mandela in a biopic.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about this.
But you know, listen, this is what we all wanted, right? And you've got to take the good with the bad. And yeah, Joey Page.
I'm going to be playing both of the Williams sisters in a film about tennis.
Why are you playing both?
It's like that series of
that's greedy.
Fargo with Ewan McGregor playing both characters.
Oh
You get paid
yeah.
twice as well when you do
Yeah,
two
yeah.
characters.
Oh
Yes,
well,
that makes
how
sense.
much did Eddie Murphy make for the Clumps?
Yeah.
He basically played every character.
I should have said
didn't
that. That would have been funnier, wouldn't it? I'm playing
That's
all the
probably
clubs.
why he did it, right?
he? Yeah, absolutely.
Get paid 8 times or whatever.
Why not?
And I'll bring this up while we're at it. So I showed my girlfriend South African, right?
Yeah.
And so she doesn't necessarily always know everything about British culture.
Sure.
And she had never seen Bottom or didn't know who Rick Mail was.
Oh, amazing.
And then she was like, "Oh my god." I was like, I used to watch this a lot when I was a kid. And she said, "Is this why you're a comedian? Because you look exactly like him. You've watched that and gone, I could do that." And she went,
do look
"And
a
is
bit
that why
like-
you've grown your hair exactly like him?" And she was like, "Is that why you're a bit creepy?" I was like, "Oh, I mean, I'm not. I've done that on purpose." No, she didn't say I was creepy. But she was like, You're basically just
Yeah, you have slightly
modelled
styled
yourself
yourself
on Rick
on
Mail.
him. Yeah. Yeah. Weirdly, when you try and look like him, you look less like him. But yeah, is that... I'd never noticed that before, but you definitely got that.
before I
yeah.
knew I wanted to do stand-up or be a comedian, I used to watch Bottom all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's secretly.
And
got into my
did you
subconscious.
relate to Richie Rich more than Eddie Hitler? Did you relate to that character?
Yeah,
more?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's also
A simp.
He's like a classic.
Never had a
simp,
girlfriend. I know
isn't he?
it's
Yeah.
so funny though
Yeah.
to play that character.
Yeah. Yeah, but crucially, he took the high underpants off at the end of the day, and you never did.
No, I'm
You
got
live,
one now.
You live it 24/7. Underpants pulled
I'm
up.
tucking
to
my
the
man
nipples.
boobs in. at the minute. So let's do your problem, Matthew.
Okay.
What have
Now-
you got for us?
Neither of you have kids, but I've got.
Don't think so, anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can we take a second, everyone? Take a second for professional comedian Joey Page. just to let the listeners calm down after that. High fiving everyone in the area.
I think a lot of listeners are still giddy because they can't believe I'm nearly 40.
What
I
age?
thought I was younger.
What age do you think you look like?
I don't want to answer that. Luke McQueen, who's on this podcast.
Of course, yeah. Did you do Coach Trip with Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke McQueen once said that I had the body of an 80-year-old man and a newborn baby at exactly the same time. So take your pick.
Yeah.
I'm ageless.
Yeah. So you're kind of in your 40s, basically. Now, if the two fronts meet in the middle, then you're in your 40s.
Yeah. But anyway, we haven't got kids.
So I've got two little kids, and the youngest one is in a cot, but has learned how to get out of the cot.
Wow.
So in the morning at about 6 o'clock, which is earlier than we would like the day to start, she gets out the cot, she goes into the other one's room, the 4-year-old, she wakes her up, they then go downstairs. We don't hear any of this happening. It's all very quiet.
Wow.
And then I come downstairs. I wake up. Normally they should wake me up, right? We don't have an alarm clock because the kids normally wake you up about sort of 6:45, 7 o'clock. I wake up, I go, like this morning, it was 8 o'clock. So we'd all overslept, or my wife and I had overslept. Go downstairs. They've been watching cartoons for 2 hours because they've learned how to make the Disney Plus work. And the snack drawer is open, and there were just like cake bar wrappers all over the. We've lost control of the house, basically.
Yeah.
They are controlling us, and we tried to put the little gate on, a stair gate, to stop them from going down the stairs. They've worked it out.
Yeah.
I think you need to put a roof on that on the cot.
Wait, sorry. How old are they?
So 2.5 and nearly 5.
Wow, that's
So how long would your nearly 5-year-old sleep until? If
She
it
sleeps-
wasn't for the
She sleeps till sort of 6:45, 7 normally, but she's getting woke up about 6 o'clock.
right.
If she'd wake up at 6:45, she'd come into us, she'd say, "Let's start the day," and then one of us would go
Is
down.
that
and do-
exactly how she?
Yeah, come on, guys, chop chop.
Let's
Let's start the day.
day.
Up and at 'em. And then that would be the way it would work. But the last few days, it's gone haywire.
And is the cat joining them?
Well, the cat, weirdly, you think the cat would see there were people in the house awake and then come and wake us up and say, well, if there are people awake, you should be feeding me. But the cat's scared of the kids.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, the cat hides.
Just keeps away.
Yeah, just basically hides away. So none of our sort of natural alarm clocks are there. What do we do?
Bloody hell.
We tried putting the remote like way out the way. They build a big tower out of all the furniture, clamber up and get it.
I mean, what you've done is, and you know, I've met your wife a number of times.
Yes.
You're both very clever people.
Yes.
So it's your own fault 'cause you've had really clever kids. Like
That's the problem.
do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like
They're wily.
Kid, like no 6-month-old kid is thinking of like breaking out of the cot, waking up with the other child, going and like liberating the snack drawer and then building a tower to get the TV remote.
I think lots of kids are doing that. I think the second you
if I had
realise
kids, I'd be
it's-
thick as fuck. That'd be fine.
yeah, but they still want snacks. The second that kids
know where the
about
snack drawer is.
and know about the notion of snacks, they'll say, "I'm hungry," and you'll say, "That's great. Here's dinner." And they're like, "No, not dinner. Snacks." It's got a sort of talismanic property, you know, the phrase snacks. We all feel like you're feeling that tingle now when you hear snacks. You're thinking of food that's better than just your normal dinner. Snacks are exciting.
You've got to put the snacks in a safe.
The snacks have to be locked up.
They are clever, so they'll probably
Crack
figure
the
out how
code,
to
yeah.
blow up the safe.
Exactly, yeah.
Bloody hell.
I think you've got to be very strict with them.
Yeah, disciplinarian. Like, yeah,
Do you
is that
tell
you
them
think-
off? How
Have you
do
thought
tell
about
them
smacking your kids?
We don't. It's snacks, not smacks. That's a policy in our households. Yeah, we don't batter them like the good old days. No, we don't do that. We're very much of the.
We'll just edit "don't" out there.
I think when I've already said Sam was up in heaven, you don't need to edit. You know, just sort of micro edit little phrases I've used. Yeah, we're very much of the kind of let's have a conversation. You know, like if you sleep in, if you stay in your bed, if you wake up in the morning and you get yourself dressed, then you can have we do these they get these little pom poms, and if you've got 10 in a jar, you get a magazine or a thing from the bakery or whatever, something they might want. So like we try and do that kind of incentivized thing. But the problem is, it's like the experiment.
They've got
they
a cheat
do.
code.
Well,
They know how to get to the-
why do they need to wait 10 days?
I need to wait 10 pom-poms.
Exactly, yeah. In fact, if anything, they know where the pom-poms are kept.
Yeah.
They could just go. They could just come into our room and break into the pom-poms and go, "I've got a
And
million
that's fraud.
pom-poms," and then I own the house.
Oh,
You know,
no.
it's like
I think you need to start hiding your documents better.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you need to get the police involved.
I think so.
Now-
Yeah. A police, or we get a panic room, and my wife and I move into a panic room and let them. We're living in a purge situation here,
Well-
so that's what the purge is happening in every other room in the house. My wife and I just got a panic room where we can be away from it. And just
At least you're
watch-
getting sleep in. You need to look on the bright
I
side.
will say one thing. I felt amazing when I woke up at
Yeah.
8. 8 is so unheard of for me. An 8 o'clock
Yeah.
start.
So I've got, I guess it's the equivalent to this would have been like, and I've never smoked, but being caught with like having a cigarette when you're younger.
Oh, yeah.
And then your dad making you smoke the whole packet. I think you should make them eat the entire contents of the snack drawer.
They'd love it.
And then be
They
like,
would love
see?
it. No. What we'd have then is we'd have like 2 absolute fucking Godzilla toddlers. They just grow and they'd be glowing green and they go
They'd batter
insane.
you.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, and they would expect that every single day.
Well, I think the problem is, Matthew, because I've occasionally thought about whether I would have children or not. And I think the answer still for me is a no. But if I did, 1 would suffice because that's portable. It doesn't really affect your life. 2, they can gang up on you, which is what they...
I'll tell you now, they're all portable.
But 2, yeah, they're a team and they've ganged up on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're strength in numbers.
You've been well, you're not outnumbered, but it's equal. But they've got youth on their side.
They've got... Exactly. Their brains are taking in new information. They're growing. They're, a child's brain is like a sponge. It's constantly absorbing stuff.
You don't understand AI.
My wife... Exactly, yeah. My wife and I, we're of a certain age where basically our brain power is decreasing moment to moment. So there's no way. You just have to deal with it, yeah. What else can you do? I mean, to be fair, if you don't have that much brain power in the first place, I think that it's negligible, isn't it? When no one's going to notice the decrease in you.
Can't you just replace everything in the snack drawer with fruit?
Yeah, I guess. You could have a no snacks household, but crucially, we need those snacks somewhere in the house because we need to bribe them to do things.
What kind of snacks are we talking?
They're not even bad snacks. They are like deliberate, like Gruffalo biscuits. Deliberately designed for little kids, like very low sugar.
Oh, okay.
I had a big night out on the Gruffalo biscuits.
Come up the back. Yeah. There's a few Gruffalo biscuits. But yeah. So
so
little kind of fruit
bad.
bars and stuff. So they're not terrible for them. But crucially, if you've eaten 8 of them before 8 a.m., it's a bad thing.
God.
Yeah.
Well, you obviously you got to hide the snacks.
The snacks have got to go. We've got to work out where the snacks can go.
Somewhere you can lock them away or
Lockable snack drawer.
But I wonder if this is a way of making them develop some skills.
They've got skills, clearly.
I know,
they're making
some that
makeshift ladders out of tables and
really
stuff.
useful in the future. Like, imagine if they had to hack into a computer to get the snacks.
Oh, if we gave them, you can, if you're one of these people who does a lot of drunk texting or whatever, you can put a blocker on your phone. You've got to do quite a hard maths equation to unlock your emails or your texts or whatever. You should get it. Yeah. So it stops you. If you
stop me pestering you at 4 a.m.
If you're compulsive, it gives you that thinking time where you're like, why am I trying to, work out the square root of this number? I don't actually need to send this text.
I don't think I know that if I'm sober.
No, but I think maybe that's what we need to do. It should be, you've got to play some sort of some sort of word game or
you've got to learn French.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to do a Duolingo course.
Yeah.
If you want that cake bar, you've got to have rudimentary Spanish.
You've got to be able to order it.
Yeah.
But they'll still get the cake bar.
Yeah, but they're learning.
So it's worth it.
I think that would be worth it. I'm getting the lie-in. They're getting the education. They're not just watching Netflix for hours. Then that's it. Make it educational.
As we like to say on this podcast, problem solved. Now, we have run out of time, but I do kind of want to do a feature that only really exists because I thought of a name that's not really been that well thought out when we actually get to it anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. It's a section of the show that we like to call Guest to Impress, where I try and impress our guests by coming up with a bespoke feature for our guest. Today's guest is Matthew Crosby. He will be taking part in the quiz. Crosby steals, mash, and yum.
So how are you spelling? Is it Crosby steals?
It should have been. It's not.
Because it's just
This
stills.
is why you're a TV writer, isn't it?
So it's going to be about me, Crosby. Stills as in pictures.
No.
Mash as in potatoes, yum as in food.
It's literally, the stills doesn't need to be in there, but otherwise the pun doesn't make sense.
Okay, all right.
It's basically,
I'm going to say the pun doesn't make sense anyway.
It's a little quiz about dinner.
Okay, all right. Here we go.
You've got different people coming over for dinner.
Yeah.
You have to tell me what you would be cooking up for them.
Great.
And if you can include mashed potato in there anywhere, that's a bonus because it's in the title.
What am I going to, what mash related meal am I cooking for these people?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. No, don't preempt it.
No, it doesn't have to be mashed, but you just get bonus points.
Okay,
all
right. I'm going to try and score
all
some
the
bonus
points you get don't mean anything anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
No, don't.
Don't do that.
Okay, we're going to start with your Radio X tag team partner.
Yeah.
obviously he's got a food book and podcast.
Yes, he
so
loves food.
he's coming over for dinner.
One of our great fears
What are you cooking?
is
for,
inviting the Gamble family.
Are you a good cook?
I can cook fine,
Yeah.
but I know the kind of food that Ed Gamble is eating on the reg. I can't cook that kind of food.
What's he eating?
He's constantly being invited to like Michelin-starred restaurants. You know, when he's on tour, the if he's in like Manchester or whatever, the fanciest restaurant or the finest dining, and they'll say, "Oh, Ed Gamble's in town," because if they then get a mention off menu,
I need to do a
So-
podcast about strip clubs.
so this is unbelievable. The problems with you,
Can't
man.
believe where you went.
Strip clubs as well. What year is this?
That's why.
The thing is as well, you're a good guy, Bilal, but it looks bad on you.
I know, yeah.
It looks bad on you
Yeah.
because they say you are the company you keep, and this is the company you're keeping.
I know, my in-laws watch this.
And they
you know,
think,
it's
what
awful.
What are you doing? Because of course, there's an argument that you stand next to this guy, it makes you look better by association. But after a while, there's a sort of it's an osmosis, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
you start becoming each other.
You get dragged into the gutter.
Yeah, we're all
Which
bad.
is a really good strip club. Anyway, you got a gamble round for dinner.
The gutter.
The gutter.
There's a wet room. You got a gamble coming round.
What are you making?
You know, I'm gonna make him a mash effigy of himself.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm.
It's gonna be Ed.
little peas for eyes.
Little peas for eyes. That's good. Yeah, little baby carrot for a nose, and his dick, and yeah, it'll be
Sweet corn teeth.
sweet corn teeth. Yeah, sweet corn teeth,
Yeah.
and then like sort of maybe tender stem broccoli to all the tattoos. You know, the little
Okay.
bits of tender stem broccoli all up the
Oh,
arms
yeah.
Wow.
to be the tats.
All right.
Yeah, and.
Oh, so how big? I thought it was just going to be his head.
No,
It's
no,
his
no.
body.
I'm not just Lionel Richieing it. I'm doing the full effigy. It's going to be that tall because I think if you
Naked?
can't, not necessarily, not
Well,
naked.
he had his.
Oh yeah, but but that's the treat for when you get past the cabbage. Cabbage
Take
clothes.
the cabbage trousers
You take
off.
the cabbage trousers off, and you're like, oh my god, it's anatomically correct. He's given me a carrot dick.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I think if you can't, you know what it's like. He's used to these. Incredibly
Well, yeah.
beautifully presented meals. If you can't wow him
Yeah.
with the actual taste, you can wow him with the scale.
Yeah.
I think that's how I.
Which is how I got my degree. I couldn't well. They've got pappies in.
Tell you what though, if you eat a lot, because I love mashed potato.
Yeah.
I'll make loads, right, and then I'll eat too much, and it gives you a headache.
Oh really? Almost
It
like
does.
almost like the brain freeze you
God.
get from ice cream. You
Everyone-
get a mashed potato headache.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's not good.
How are you mashing your mash? Are you using a masher or are you using an electric
ricer.
whisk?
Masher.
You're
yeah.
going
You've
manual.
got to get a ricer.
Excuse me.
A potato ricer.
Potato ricer. Yeah, and I've never used
Really
one of those.
smooths it out, apparently.
does it?
I haven't
Does
got
it?
one, but...
It's a little top tip.
But I don't think
from-
it's how I'm doing it. I think I'm just eating too much potato.
Can I just say, I know we've all really had a little tuck into how I live my life, but just you sat at home all sad eating loads of mashed potatoes,
I
though. Good, is
wasn't
it?
sad, I was really
Yeah, but-
enjoying myself.
Yeah, I bet you felt fantastic until then.
Until the headache.
Gorging yourself on mash.
The thing with mash is it's one of the few dishes, like spaghetti bolognese is the same, where you like a heaped plate, like you're out of the Beano or something.
Yeah.
A heaped plate is what you should be seeing. If you're having sausages and mash, it should be like a nice a little mountain with all the sausages sticking out
Yeah.
of it. That's how it should be. But yeah, I can appreciate it's hard to know where the line is.
Absolutely.
You don't know until you've crossed it.
Okay. You've got the England squad coming over
Oh,
before
yeah,
the Euros. 'Cause
yeah.
it's the Euros at the moment, everybody.
Yeah, of course. Well, now who's on the England squad now? Let's see if I can name any of them. That'll always be the. Is Harry Kane still playing?
He's
Yes.
definitely
Okay,
still
Harry Kane still playing. Is Jack Grealish still playing?
No, he got left out
He got left out.
Very controversial.
Poor lad. Poor lad.
with his,
Surprised by
with his
that.
big calves.
And do I know any more players? Young players.
That's good, actually.
Is that all right?
I mean,
Do
yeah,
fine.
To get 1 out of 11?
Yeah.
out of 23
Well, yeah,
in the
but
squad.
each match,
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm happy with that. So if I've got
Harry Kane and his pals.
Harry Kane and his 21 pals,
Mm.
what am I making for them? Well, it's got to be again. It's good. It's good to carb load, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely. How far away from the first game is it?
What now?
No.
As this goes out, we're in
they're-
the middle.
when
of
they're
it.
sitting in my dining room. How far away from the first game is it? Because I don't want to give them a mountain of mashed potato and then they're
A few
literally.
days.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, we're through the group stages. It's the first round of
we're
16.
in
You've
the
got your
tournament.
oh, we're in the
mid-tournament.
middle of the tournament.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one, isn't it? Because how many spuds do you want to be eating?
There you go.
I think we're
Spud per goal.
Are you doing mashed potato again?
I think. Well, he said you get extra points for mashed potato, so I'm gonna
Crosby
add.
steals mash and yum.
Oh, you've messed this up.
I'm
see?
gonna mash a different veg. How about that?
Oh
What?
yeah.
I'm gonna give them mashed carrots and mashed peas like they're a toddler.
This is why this guy's one of the most premium TV comedy writers in the country, because he's taken this dog shit thing and he's run with it, and now he's mashing things that aren't even potato.
I'm a yes man. You've just said mash. It's not
I
Crosby
know that,
Stills mashed potatoes.
No, it's not.
and
It's not
yum.
never does it mention
just
potato. It just
mashed
has to be
foods.
yummy.
Yeah, I think, and I think what I'm going to do, because obviously you can't just mash it up and stick it on a plate like you can mashed potato. I'm writing a patriotic message. So a come on England,
Like,
or you can do it, lads.
England for
or
the
something.
English.
That's it. You're absolutely right. Yeah. We can workshop the
White like the
slogan.
shirt.
Yeah.
White like the shirt.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what kind of phrases that, but like, even just pop it in the onion bag, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
With a couple of onions.
Well, yes.
on either side, a couple of onions.
Actual onion bag.
Yeah.
Remember, if you score the most goals, you will win the match.
That's good. If you saw that in pureed mashed peas written out on a plate,
Yeah.
you'd be like, this. Not only am I getting a delicious meal here, I'm also
Feeling good about-
This has G'd me up.
Yeah.
This is good for the body and for the soul.
Okay.
I love that. I'm happy with that answer.
Final question.
Yes.
You've got me and old Billy BZ coming over.
Yeah.
What
My
you doing?
boys.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I getting for you guys? Can I cook you this? I can cook you the same thing. I'm not doing two separate dishes here. I'm cooking.
He
you.
doesn't like pork.
You don't like
Don't
pork.
eat pork.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
like-
don't think you were going to say pork.
I wasn't going to say pork. What
Just
is-
pork.
A big plate of mashed pork is what I'm going to go for. I was just going to mash a pig. If that's just get a pig, mash it up as small as it would go.
Don't
stick
kill
in,
it first. Just
No, just mash it. Stick it in a Tupperware.
That's
give it to
actually
Bilal.
very humane.
It is in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm folding it more than anything. I'm folding it up. I'm putting it into
Tucking
a
it in.
tucking its legs up, like landing gear, just tucking it in under itself, pushing it in. No, I'm not giving you pork. We don't eat. Well, we're starting to eat meat in the house because the kids won't eat anything, so we're trying to, But I don't eat meat, so I wouldn't
I
be cooking.
only
meat.
eat meat.
Do you only eat
No, I'm
meat? Right.
Cholesterol's through the roof.
Do you know what I'm going to do you a potato podcasting studio. So I'm going to make you with waffles. That's going to be the structure, almost like an igloo of waffles, right? That's going to be inside. I'm going to
Ryan's writing this down.
I'm gonna
That's a better soundproof than.
get your alpha bites and write welcome Joey and Bilal. So you see that there. Little, let's move into the other types of potato. Maybe little sweet potato stick figures.
Yeah.
Maybe the stick, those lovely sweet potato fries or sweet potato chips. Make you out of that, and then we get into a variety of veg. We're talking about the baby corn for a microphone and microphone stand,
good.
that kind of stuff. What else could I do for you? Possibly if I'm making models of you, we go back to sort of smaller effigies like we did with the Gamble thing. But yeah, definitely, I'd create this world using as many different potato products as possible.
Okay. Can we have pea puree
Oh, absolutely.
for our hair?
Yeah, and it will say, guys, remember, we're on week 3 of 3 weeks for £3. And that will remind you that you've got to, you've got to put your laces through these episodes, guys.
Yeah.
And you have done today. You've done a brilliant job.
You look like you're falling asleep now. You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just
I think he's just mesmerised by the concept.
just this quiz is amazing.
Yeah, but only because the subject has made it amazing.
Yeah.
Matthew.
He's been great. He's really made this podcast good again
Yeah, finally.
after it fell off for about 6 months.
Well,
It's been for
happy to do it. Call me
Went
again in
through a
6
rough
months
patch.
if you think it's still.
another boost.
If you want to tune up, yeah, I'll be.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to the Radio X show on Sunday mornings.
That's a rival. That's a rival.
That's our
podcast.
biggest
That's a radio show.
Yeah,
You
it's
can- all right.
does it go out as a podcast?
It does go out as a
we
podcast.
can't.
No,
we
we
can't
can't
put that
plug
out.
Yeah,
we can't.
no, you've got the Radio X
We're
show.
going to beep that whole bit.
Okay,
it's going to
so
be a long
I can't
beep.
plug my Pappy's podcast
Yes,
either.
you can.
No.
Can I plug the episodes that you guys are on? Just those specific episodes?
Okay, but you
You
can't
can
say
plug
it's
any
a
future
podcast.
episodes, which means we get rebooked.
Yeah, okay, all right, sure, fine. So the
Okay.
episode that you did during lockdown, who else was on
Deborah
it?
Francis White. I think.
Deborah Francis White episode. A good fun episode there.
I was on with Jimmy,
You were on with Jimmy.
who I preferred doing a podcast with, but he got too busy, so then I had to.
He's so
Drop down
famous.
to
now.
He's really
Bilal.
famous, yeah.
He just did a thing with Ian Wright.
See, I might make you that famous.
Star Maker.
Well, it's not happening, is it?
Yes, it is, because we've got the £3 Patreon for 3 weeks.
Absolutely right. The £3 for 3 weeks.
But yeah, the Pappy's podcast, of course.
Flat
It's
Share
an
Stand Down,
institution.
and yeah. Pappy's Flat Share. You can find that
Lovely.
wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, that's it basically.
And if you've got any ways that we can stop Matthew's children ravaging the snack drawer, please pop it
let
in
me
the comments.
know. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. And maybe just say something nice about me, because I've had a bad week apparently on the comments
Oh.
on other things.
Oh, yeah. Gotaproblemmate@gmail.com if you want to send
Oh yeah,
anything
get a
in
problem.
as
We
well.
didn't have time to do listeners'
Yeah,
problems.
and I'm
That's
on
just the way
tour.
the cookie
I
crumbles.
might still be on tour when this goes out. So,
Oh my god, just work it out. It's going to be out in 2 weeks' time.
all right, I'm still.
Are you still on tour?
I've
What
got a few
dates
more
do you wanna
dates
plug?
left. I got. Really.
This is why you're not selling any tickets.
I'm doing okay,
okay.
actually. Well, fine.
This is why you're not trying, because you're doing fine.
Yeah, maybe. Where are we? Most of the tour's going to be over, I think, by
Okay,
the
but-
time this is out. But we will still have Cardiff, Cambridge, Leicester, Maidenhead.
Oh, that's plenty.
Oh.
Every place a great place.
Work
to go
in
and do
progress in
comedy,
Oxford.
Yeah.
Every place a great place.
Every
Thank
place
you,
a great
Matt.
place. on tour.
It's a great place.
Every
When
place a
Bilal's
great
in
place,
town.
guys. Yeah.
And despite having dodged seeing his tour, the last 2 tours, it's a great tour.
Yeah, he didn't come.
You've not seen it yet.
He hasn't seen it.
It's great though.
You
He's
don't
busy.
need. You don't need to.
You
see
don't
it.
need me.
You don't need
You know.
it.
You
It's
don't
kinda
need to pay
just
seal of
this.
approval.
Thank you so much for joining
What a pleasure.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime.
See you next week on Got a Problem, Mate, the podcast, vodcast.
Vodcast.